Good day, folks. The following video discusses Application Project 3, what it is, when it is due, how it will be graded, what's the purpose of it, and detailed instructions on how to complete it. The first thing is that it is worth 16 points, 16% of your grade. It builds on Semester Research Project 1 and SRP 2. So this is a continuation, incorporation, and update. It should be SRP should be based on any comments that I made on your previous submissions. Okay, so make sure you update them. There's 4 very distinct parts of this, and the points for each section are identified. It's due no later than 11:59 on Thursday, April 30th, 2020. You're creating a research report. It should just not be putting all 3 projects into one document, but you need to organize them in a logical, integrated way to tell a story. The submission format is PowerPoint. Do your work in Excel and attach it. Copy and paste the relevant schedules in a neat, organized way into PowerPoint. Use the notes section and attach the worksheets. Feel free to use an audio or video comments to explain or deliver it. It is up to you. What's the purpose of this? Well, the purpose is for you to be able to normalize earnings, build assumptions and forecasts, utilize a discounted cash flow to value a company, use a multiple approach to valuing a company, and make a recommendation based on your work. Demonstrate the ability to use and build defined models. Be able to present information in an easy to comprehend format, balancing too much with too little. Use notes and attachments. Use visualization. How will we grade it? Very similar to the others. Organization and presentation, 20. Accuracy of computations and formulas. Clarity and depth of responses. This is a big one. Do you really understand it? Asking a question to go one step deeper. Then how do you integrate and put everything together is 20. How does one area impact another? How do they relate to each other? So task 1, normalize earnings. Based on the work you did in Project 2, normalize the historical 5 years of earnings. Create an EBIT and EBITDA for the most current year historical data. Task 2, develop a set of assumptions and create forecasts. We've already developed, we've already had a separate project here to develop the assumptions. That's a separate assignment. You should incorporate that into this section. Then, prepare a forecast for the next 5 years under 3 scenarios: a bear, a business as usual, and a bull case. I know defining what business as usual is today is going to be more difficult than it has been in the past, but I think it'll give us a challenge to think. Consider the impact of the strategies you identified in the previous projects. What are those strategies and how will they impact revenue? Since everything is driven off revenue, we want to figure out how that will happen. My sample gives you an example of how to do that. Task 3, value the company. Use a discounted cash flow, both exit multiple and growth and perpetuity for each scenario. For cost of capital, use what you computed in Project 2, 10 or 15%. It's up to you. Then value the company based on the multiple method. The results? Well, the purpose of this analysis is really to make a decision and recommendation. Mr. Success wants to know if the company you're working on is overvalued based on right now, fairly valued, and undervalued. Tell him what you think the fair value range is. What's the range? He also wants to know whether he should buy it or not. He wants to understand your rationale. The project covers everything covered so far, and you should cover everything in a thorough manner. Consider trends as I suggested in the past. It's both quantitative and qualitative. You collect data, organize data, and present or communicate data. Then you analyze it and tie it together. What should you expect? The assumptions, the integration of those assumptions that you've made are critical. Ranges are meaningful. Okay? You can't be precise and say it's worth this. It's a range. Interpret the data. I think it should take you between 6 and 9 hours to do. Visualization and formatting is important to this. So that's our project. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them in whatever format works for you. Email, Blackboard, text, God forbid the phone. I'm not a big phone user, but I text, I email, and like to do Blackboard. So if you have any questions, please let me know.